As we all are sitting around waiting for the update to release, by the time you're watching this video, it either will be one day away or happening now. This chart here, I'll show you again. It kind of shows which characters are going up, which characters are going down, but generally a lot of characters are kind of staying the same. Leroy Smith getting all the buffs he did, Panda and Kuma getting buffs, Zafina getting the buff. I mean, in my opinion, I don't know if this is what the player base really wants. I know a lot of people complained about them, but when you talk about Leroy Smith and Zafina and how they were in Tekken 7, oh my god, is that what we're going back to? Tekken 7 Leroy, Tekken 7 Zafina? I don't know. Kuma and Panda, even though I like those matchups, I know a lot of people hate it. So to see them get buffs, especially with how low their usage is, which in turn makes their win rate extremely high, I mean, we'll see how that pans out. But there are some ones on here that everyone is celebrating. Azuzina, Devil Jin, Dragunov, Fangwe, he didn't really get that much. King, he didn't get anything at all. But generally, this is the changes that's going to be taking place in a couple of days. But a lot of people are starting to go back to the patch notes and are talking about this update that's going to be taking place in June. You know, 6 pages of patch notes, we kind of skipped past this, but it's actually very important. And this June update is what's going to really change everything. It says in the scheduled release of version 0.4 on May 8th, so that's a couple of days away, and the planned release of version 0.5 in June. This is what everyone's talking about. Gradual balance adjustments will be made to adjust the following issues. So across both of these updates, they will be tackling these 3 points. So this is kind of like a part 1 and part 2. And I love that they're doing it this way because, one, it gives us time to like slowly adapt to the new game, because yes, a lot of people say, I don't like the way Tekken 8 is right now. But if you can't just switch everything overnight, you kind of got to ease into it, right? Now, the 3 points they list out: 1, characters who are not able to fully exhibit their unique characteristics and strengths unique to Tekken 8. Now, this was kind of my biggest thing as a Yoshi, right? You know, Yoshimitsu has all of this charisma. He shares that with the opponent throughout the whole match. But in Tekken 8, something that I immediately noticed with Heat is how it pauses the game. Like, you do it, you boom, you activate Heat and it freezes your opponent. You get a free hit on them. That shuts down a lot of what Yoshimitsu can do. All of his stances, he get knocked out of it. His back turned, shenanigans, hit him for free. Like, just the heat and the way it works really limits the way that Yoshimitsu can behave. But then on top of that, the developers, and they did this with every character, but the developers, they took away a lot of Yoshimitsu's like cool things. Like, a lot of his unblockables went away for no reason at all. Why is the Moonsault Slayer not an unblockable? And also, when you talk about his healing, his 3+4 back turn, zoop, 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 and he heals, they took that away because they want you to heal through attacking. And they went through every character's moveset and they just did this. Long story short, I just feel like a lot of the unique characteristics was lost in the pursuit of making everyone an aggressive rushdown character. So I hope they really dial that back a lot, because I didn't realize how much of a defensive player I was until it was gone. Number 2, it says character who disproportionately strong moves or high combo damage. Number 2 is kind of a tricky one because, like, there is a lot of busted characters in the game, but at the same time, like, they're raising up the low tiers, and it's like, how is that going to look? Are they flipping the tier list, or are they just sandwiching all the characters together? Number 3, this one. Situations where players dominates attacks, making it difficult to utilize defensive techniques. This is a big one. Basically, what they're saying is, we made the game so offensive, players has been calling it oppressive, and now you can't play defense. You get chipped down, you get mixed up, you get plus frames, you're dead. And I understand that that's like, they want people to press buttons, but I've always been saying that they kind of pushed it too far. I think they succeeded in their goal. Tekken 8 is fun to watch. It looks cool, but at the same time, I think they went a little bit too far. They went too much in the direction of, let's make this game aggressive. And now they just need to dial it back a little bit in certain aspects, over here, over there, tracking throws. plus frames, heat mix-ups, the amount of pressure heat provides. They just tweak all of these things and find that sweet spot over the next couple of months, and it can be fantastic. I know a lot of people say do away with heat entirely, but I'm not one of those people. I think if you simply find a sweet spot for all of these different characters, you can have something really interesting on your hands, and it could be fun. I see the potential, but they just have to fine tune it. To continue reading, it says in volume 1.04, so this is what's coming in a couple of days, adjustments will be made focusing on strengthening characters falling under category 1 mentioned above, while prioritizing the suppression of the move's performance of characters falling under category 2. So we talked about that. That's what they're going to be doing in a couple of days. They then say for characters with no adjustments in volume 1.04, such as Victor, Lily, King, Paul, and Yoshimitsu, oh my god, adjustments are also underway for their move performance in preparation for volume 1.05. That's crazy, bro. So it seems like they're really not done yet. Those 5 characters that they listed can get clapped up in a month. And you know me, I'm a Yoshi, and you know my Yoshi bias is screaming no. But at the same time, like, I know the character is very powerful. I know the character has incredibly high damage output. But at the same time too, it's like Yoshimitsu has been trashed for all of Tekken 7. And it's like he's finally good. Please don't destroy him, Bandai Namco. Please. Okay. In version 1.05, adjustments are planned to alleviate Category 3 and enhance the value of players' defensive techniques by incorporating lateral movement strategies and adjustments to the battle system. Lateral, that's sidestepping. That's left and right. Now, once again, I play Yoshi. Yoshimitsu has something greater than the sidestep. He has the spin. Yes, it takes away a little bit of health. That's how they balance it. You have greater movement, but you take your health. That has been like my bread and butter for so long, and in Tekken 8, it does not work. There's a lot of moves that just track for no reason at all. One, the throws. We don't even have to mention that. Tracking throws was a big mistake. I hope they get rid of it entirely and don't just try to nerf the tracking. I hope they do away with it. But then Devil Jin has this charge up move. I think the input is like down back 3 plus down back 1 plus 2 or something like that. Angel had the same move, but basically it's like he charges up and you can hold it, and if he fully charges it, it's an unblockable. In Tekken 8, they also add in extensions where you can cancel and you can fly at your opponent. You can cancel and do a lot of things, but in past games that wasn't trackable, right? So as soon as I saw someone charging it up, regardless of what they were going to do, I would immediately spin out of their, their tracking to the side of them. But in Tekken 8, I have that muscle memory of like spinning, but then not only will that punch track you, but then whatever, if they do another follow-up, it will also track you. And this is just what I think is wrong with Tekken 8 as a whole, where like, it's not like sidestepping can beat one option or this option. Sidestepping don't beat any options. It's only going to allow you to get hit because you're no longer blocking. Now, when they talk about the heat dash and the heat burst, we really can't understand what they mean by that. That's an update we're going to have to see and we're going to have to experience, because the heat for every character is so unique and devastating at the same time. And seeing how they're going to balance all of these things and just reduce it is going to be very, very interesting.